Right, okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to make some onion soup. Super traditional, super easy, but ridiculously delicious. So what we've got like 10 onions, 10, 11 onions or so. They have had very little time and attention on them chopping them up. They are like nice and rustic and big chunky. We've got some, about half a bulb of big garlic. If it's like the small garlic bulbs, about a full one of those. Got about sort of a fifth or a quarter of a pack of butter. Yes, it's a lot of butter, but fat is flavour. We're also going to use some olive oil as well. Now, those who have watched all of these videos, you'll see that that is the chicken stock that we made earlier the other day. Now this is wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, 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 jiggle. That is really good quality chicken stock, and so we're going to use about a litre of that. Obviously, you can use those like gel stock pots. That's what we often use as well. They're tasty as well. So about a litre of stock. And then there's this stuff here, which is just cooking wine. Which doesn't have any alcohol in it. You can use wine, but that's really good. If you don't have any wine or cooking wine, you can just use a little bit of white wine vinegar or something like that. You need a little acid a day to get it going. So this pan is going reasonably warm. We're going to pop a tiny bit of olive oil just to get the whole process going. So I'd say a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Pop the butter in there, and then nice and simply, we're just going to pop all the onions in here. And we're just going to fry those off. Now here's a trick to the whole recipe. What is onion soup? It is cooking these onions down for hours and hours and hours and hours. Now it's on high heat at the moment. That's only just because I'm impatient beyond belief. One of the key things about this is when it's sauteing stuff like this, yes, you can put a lid on it, increases it, but eventually we'll have to take the lid off and get rid of that water from the onions, caramelise the onions, and then we're away. Alright?
Okay. You're not going to say anything.
Okay, so the chicken stock is then ready to put in. The onions then have been cooking and blipping away for about 4 hours in the oven. That is an extremely long time, but that is what makes this dish quite tasty. So I'm just going to transfer it now to a smaller pan, because as you see the onions are really cooked down there. And then as you've seen, it's got a fair bit of butter and olive oil. That is just all flavour now. Just make sure that's all in. And what we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit of stock. So this, when I say a little, about a litre. So here. So all goes in there. We're going to reduce that chicken stock just a little bit to concentrate the flavour. And then obviously the most important part of this little bit is we are going to just leave it just to settle and blip through a little bit more, but then taste. So you get the idea of how much it needs to be reduced and also how much seasoning we're going to put in it. So I've been organised and got the pepper. Don't know, teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, however much you like really. I like it nice and peppery. And then we're going to put in about a teaspoon of salt, maybe a touch more, because remember, if you're using a stock cube, you won't need to add anywhere near that kind of level of salt. The chicken stock, when we made it, there's no salt in it whatsoever, and all that gelatinous chicken stock there, get that, eh? That's then just going to turn into a lovely little liquid. We're going to cook it down. We're going to come back to this. I'd say give it another 45 minutes to an hour, and then it'll be finished. And then we'll just show you a nice neat little picture with the onion soup in a bowl. And that's Sam and Bev's onion soup.